I hope that,
Going from one amazing movie franchise, let's talk about an absolutely fucking horrible movie.
yeah, how about it? Broofy, we won't spend much time on this one. The
I'm fine. I'm
Crow.
fine. I'm fine. I'm
Did
watching the
I?
Giants lose.
Oh, okay. You have fun with that. Did I talk about the Crow, the original, last week? I think we talked
I
about it
think you
briefly.
said good things about it.
Yeah, I enjoy the Crow from 1994. I think it does really well in its camera work, and not just the camera work and shot composition, but also in its set design and its lighting and blocking of the characters within those scenes. I think it does a really good job. I think the aesthetic of the Gothic architecture and Gothic characters, I think, is done really well. I think Brandon Lee, in his final performance of his life, is brings a really fun, interesting type of personality into the role. I think it nails a lot more of the emotional beats than this new film does. Certainly, it's just a lot. It's just a really fun, silly, goofy movie that's available on Amazon Prime. If you want to watch it, I would recommend it. But I could not possibly, in a million years, recommend The Crow 2024 unless you're really into watching bad movies.
Yeah, even so. To be honest with you, as someone who doesn't get into goth movies, like I'm hard pressed to like goth movies. There are still some that I really do enjoy. Like Edward Scissorhands, for example. I still really enjoy that film.
Mm-hmm.
Beetlejuice is still an enjoyable movie. But this, it just doesn't fit my boat. I thought the kills were fucking awesome. I felt like the kills were all really cool. Um, but the problem is you're waiting an hour and a half to get to them. And at that
Mm-hmm.
point, I literally fell asleep in the theater at one point. My girlfriend had to wake me up. It was it the pacing in this movie is some of the worst pacing I've ever seen in film because they take forever to get to the climax,
Mm-hmm.
but then the climax is speed ran and then the movie ends.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, especially when I hate to compare it to the original, but it's kind of, I guess when you do a full on reboot, that's kind of what you are expecting people to do, or you can't really escape that. But in the original film, and this is one of the reasons that I like the original and really hate this one. The original doesn't give you this whole story about Eric and Shelley. What they do is they imply that they've been together for years and they really do love each other and they are going to have this family. They're going to get married and all these things because they show it through flashbacks with the props. So when Eric touches an object like the mirror, he sees that vision of the past with Shelley, and there's a lot more emotional weight to that, and it's a lot more believable to me than this one where it's just, oh hey, they met in a rehab facility, they talk and fuck for a week basically, and then that's it, and we're supposed to call that true love. That's not believable at all to me. It makes no goddamn sense. Also, they're on the run from this super criminal organization where the head honcho made a deal with the devil, and they broke out of a rehab facility. Why are they in the middle of the city going to raves and shit? Shouldn't they be hiding? Why are they in his apartment? There's just nothing about the lead up to him becoming the Crow makes any sense, and it's
It just
not.
sounds like shit.
It is, Barufi. This movie stinks.
Oh my
This
god.
movie stinks. But in my opinion, instead of stinking like shit, where Tarot or The Watchers or Madam Web has this year, this one stinks of gasoline. Not a good smell, but I enjoyed smelling it. Like I had fun laughing at this movie because there's a lot of shit to laugh at. Now, as far as sequences are concerned, like you mentioned with the kills, I think that opera sequence toward the end of the film, which is basically the climax, really, it's the final culmination
Yeah.
of everything that occurs, and then everything else is falling action for the most part. But I mean, there's legitimately good stuff in there. There's really good gore. There's really good violence. There's the camera work I think is really interesting. I like how they use the opera in the opera house as a parallel to what's going on with outside of the auditorium, what he's doing. They kind of mirror each other, so I liked that. I think that's the one scene that's really perfectly paced throughout the film. needed more of that and less of the "my life is more cry now, cry later," which is a real line from the movie, by the
I
way.
can't lie. When he said that, I died out.
Dude, I was laughing hysterically too. Yeah, it's so
Shit was
bad.
so fucking funny.
So
What's
Broofy.
what's your tattoo say?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Laugh now, cry later. That's kind of how I've been living my life. Anthony, you're
Oh,
Anthony B.
okay.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, my life is more like cry now, cry later. Real lines of dialogue, I swear.
It was within his like first 8 words he says.
Yes,
Too.
yes, and then the second interaction between them
They're
is
fucking.
her. Well, they do fuck in the second interaction, but it starts with her walking into his room or his cell area, and she picks up a picture that fell off the wall, and it's her naked. And it's like,
What?
wait, you like are just okay with this? For why? Like, it makes no sense. Like, this guy's clearly like a creep or something. I don't understand. They don't do anything to make me believe that this is true love. And then after they break out, it's a whole fucking like 10-minute montage of them naked or fucking and putting on clothes and cosplaying and shit. It's just like nothing about these characters were at all interesting. The relationship is not believable at all. It's such a I guess like a bastardization of the original story. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
Brutal.
I didn't. I haven't seen the original, but this one was just kind of insufferable the whole fucking time.
I think you should watch the original if you have time. It's on Prime. It's a fun time. It's a good movie.
I'll have to give it a shout for sure.
And like the other thing was like, I hate to keep comparing it to the original but again, they set themselves up for it. But in the original, Eric has like quips and stuff. He kind of like monologues like the Joker while he's also Batman because he's a vigilante killer. Batman's not a killer,
also
but
think this is Joker-esque.
yes. So in the original, he monologues and quips and reads poems to the people he kills before he kills them. Like that type of stuff. This movie doesn't have any of that. Like, I genuinely thought there's this one kill where he pushes the sword into his jaw and then he splits the jaw. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was badass.
That's a good kill, but like, why is there no dialogue there? If you wanted to lean into this wacky, goofy character, make him say cheese or something, and then do that. Like, that would just, I don't know, that would be a lot more fun for me than, I don't know. That's just one example, but like, they were missing the quips. They tried to do this like serious thing, and it wasn't. It was so unserious in its application.
Yeah, I felt like this movie just like had zero direction at all. That's the best way to say it.
Yeah, not a lot of voice by the director. Who was the director? Not to shit on anyone
my
personally,
God.
but let's see.
Oh, what was the fucking budget for this movie too? Because I saw Moist Critical uploaded a video talking about movie budgets, and I couldn't agree more.
Director is Rupert Sanders. What else has he done? Snow White and the Huntsman, Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson. That's basically it, I guess.
Yeah, this movie had a $50 million budget. It had 0 A-list actors, and still somehow was dog shit.
You know, the other thing that's sad too, now that you mentioned the acting, it's sad that for some reason Bill Skarsgård, after post Pennywise role where he fucking nails it, I just feel like, I mean, and he's been in other good movies too, like Barbarian and whatnot, even though he had a small role in that one, but
he did really good in Barbarian though.
Yeah. And again, he hasn't been in only bad movies since, but I don't know why he keeps taking shitty projects. Like, this is not going to help his career at all if he wants to become a big star, if that's his intention. I don't know, but being in schlocky, bad movies like this,
yeah,
not going to do you any favors.
The problem is, if you want to be like, oh, well, maybe he's just a really big fan of the original, this isn't even this doesn't even do its justice to the original.
No, it does not hold a candle to the original. That's for damn sure.
But yeah, I'm a huge Bill Skarsgård fan, so this hurt to watch quite a bit. I said this in my Letterboxd review, but this is by far his worst performance in his young career.